it's time to head to Confidential Corner, Uncle Si.
Oh, yeah.
You have to do your thing. We
What
like it
thing?
now. Your duh-duh-duh-duh.
Duh, 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 duh.
Exactly. It's called the After Sex Snuggle, and this needs a one male and one female name. Uncle Dave, a male name, please. Uncle Si, a female name.
Brian.
Brian.
Felicity. No, I've had Felicity.
Yeah.
Ruth.
Brian and Ruth. Well, this comes from Ruth, who says, Dear Agony Uncles, I've been with Brian for a little while now. Everything's quite cosy. We live separately, but we stay over at each other's once or twice a week. The problem is the post-sex snuggle, that part where one of you wants a soft snuggle and a chat to cement your feelings, and the other wants to roll over, make some noises and fall asleep. Well, that's me. I do love the sex, don't get me wrong, but once it's done, I just want to nod off. Brian, however, wants to hold me close, stroke my hair, and talk about plans for the future. When I tell him to bugger off and go to sleep, he gets all needy and hurt. As men of the world, can you help me to explain to him that he doesn't need to feel rejected or unwanted by the way I feel? He just needs to close his eyes, his mouth, and his brain, and everything will be fine. Honestly, why are men so complicated? Is the question. Over to you.
Well,
I thought stereotypically it was going to be the other way around.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah. Yeah, I think Ruth's golden then.
yeah,
She's brilliant.
she's smashing. Rod, just while you're going to sleep, you could, well, I'll tell you what you could do. You could get, instead of doing that and just go, sweetheart, could you do me a favour? Could you go and get, do you fancy a cup of tea? Or as Dave often does, can you go, not with me, obviously, could I have, I'm just off down to the kitchen for a post-coital pork pie.
Aye.
So you could, there's ways and means of just telling him to shut his face without, you know, you suggest he takes up Scrabble or something. I don't know.
Okay, just for a book. I mean,
Yeah.
isn't it some cultures? Is it the French call it the petit mort, isn't it? The little death, which because the men allegedly after it's all happened, it's like the little death. You have to go, ugh, and the bloke falls asleep. Which I've got to admit, I kind of quite like that. Really, I like a snooze afterwards before pork pie, but I don't know. No, it's the chatterbox thing.
Well,
even me as a woman, I don't really. I'd love a little bit of loving. Yeah, stroke the hair. That was beautiful. Aren't you gorgeous? Aren't I lucky? What an amazing time we just had. Even I quite fancy just falling asleep too. You don't need a full discussion about your future and shall we move in together and which Mauritius holiday should we go on. I don't think you need that desperately, do you?
Wait, no, I don't think. I think, yeah, and look, you know, some characters and personalities are needier than most. I get that, but I tell you what you could do, right? Have a drink beforehand. Put a sleeping tablet crushed up into his drink.
No, Kingy, you've advocated poisoning before.
Oh,
It's
yes, so I have, yes.
No,
Sorry. Yeah,
no,
right.
not slipping anybody a Mickey is not allowed under any circumstances.
Right, oh,
No.
right, okay. Forget that then.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel, but the worrying thing is when you've had sex, you often feel at your closest and you feel like you're at your most loved, let's say, short of being, you know, I don't know, short of just a quick wham bam, thank you, ma'am. If you're in bed and you're in that position, so he shouldn't feel so needy to need the commitment conversation because you couldn't possibly be more committed at that point. So it's a shame he's feeling so insecure. So maybe he's got other hang-ups.
No, maybe I just think he feels energised and really excited and happy, and he wants to share his happiness with Ruth. You know, hello, I'm having a really lovely time. Whee! Where are we going on holiday then? Oh, it was great.
I cannot wait. I mean, yeah. And then Ruth's just going, shut your face. I think Ruth is a happy medium and just go, sweetheart, I'd just like to go to sleep now. Thanks.
Yeah, but then Brian's just going to go, what? But I feel great. You know, well, we should get a running machine or something in the hallway. Brian, jog on.
I tell you what she should say to him. She goes, look, I need to sleep afterwards. It's been so incredible. You've exhausted me. Let me sleep. And if there's something, why don't you write it down in love letters to me while I'm sleeping? And he can write down all the things he wants to say to her, and then she can create a book of post-coital sex love letters.
That's rubbish. That's the sort of thing you try to you'd say to a child who's been disrupted. Not about post collar, somebody's been disrupted. Now, why don't you just go and take that ball out and play at your uncle's house because you know he loves you and all this and that. And it's a little bit bollocks, really. No.
Oh. Sorry, Brian.
Brian, Ruth. I thought it was quite good. To be fair, Tash, I thought
you wouldn't buy it though, Kingy, if she said that to you. Go, yeah, right.
No.
He'd be asleep. That's why.
Yeah, I'd be asleep. I would, because my mind, you see, after doing it, it just drifts a bit, and I kind of and I'll, because I've got a butterfly brain at the best of times, I just kind of flit from one thing to the other. But it only takes roughly about 30 seconds, and then I'm asleep and dribbling. Yeah. So, yeah.
He'd be asleep before he climbs off.
Yes.
Get up! Muppet!
Get off me! Oh, God.
Okay.
I don't know what to suggest. It's really odd. It's really odd.
Brian's oversensitive.
Yeah, I think Bry's a bit oversensitive and needs to take a look at himself.
Yeah. Because I think that the truth is, Ruth, men aren't really complicated as far as we are aware.
And if you found one, if you found a complicated bloke, dump him.
No. That sounds nice and chatty.
I'd like a bit of Brian and a bit of normal bloke falling asleep.
Chatty Brian. No. That's what we're going to name him as. Actually, I'd like to say this to Ruth. Can you please let us know, what, you see, because normally the other way around. The girlfriends just want to chat. And I'm like, well, yeah, great. Shall I make a cup of tea while we're chatting? Because at least you know what I mean? It's just like, I like a bit of it, but,
No, generally, most men turn around and go, oh, yeah. They sort of slap you on the head as they fall back comatose. Yeah, that's nice. Thanks for that.
I've given me all.
Yeah, shut up
Leave
now.
me alone. I'm a martyr to myself.
I'm like an autumn leaf. Not a bit of moisture left in me.
No, I've just populated South America now. Leave me alone. I'm spent.
Spent we are.
Spent. I'm a husk. You've left me a husk.
No wonder I'm tired.
There you go, Ruth.
Brian,
we are no help at all.
I
just have one thing. Maybe Ruth's saying it's all about Brian chatting, but he's not exhausted enough. She needs to get busier in the bedroom, and then he is exhausted. He's clearly not spent enough, is he? That's the problem. Right. Ruth, start swinging from chandeliers and getting him tied up there. He'll be exhausted then.
Or what you could do was tie him to a chair and splodge him. And then at least...